The Angel and the Music Mogul. The cold concrete pressed against Sean's back as he huddled in the corner of his cell, his designer suit now wrinkled and stained. Tears streamed down his dark cheeks, leaving glistening trails in their wake. His hands trembled uncontrollably, a constant reminder of the cocaine that no longer coursed through his veins. "How'd I end up here?" Sean muttered, his voice cracking. The words echoed off the bare walls, mocking him. He could still hear the judge's voice ringing in his ears. Life in prison without the possibility of parole. A wave of nausea hit him, and Sean wrenched, barely managing to lean over the steel toilet before emptying the contents of his stomach. As he wiped his mouth with a shaking hand, he caught a glimpse of his reflection in the polished metal surface. Gone was the swagger of the music mogul who had dominated the industry for decades. In its place was a hollow-eyed shell of a man, his once immaculate goatee now unkempt and streaked with gray. "Yo, this ain't for me," Sean growled, his New York accent thick with desperation. "I'm Sean fucking I don't belong in no cage." And as if in response to his outburst, the air in the cell seemed to thicken, taking on an outer-worldly quality. Sean blinked, wondering if the withdrawal was causing him to hallucinate. But then he saw him. Belil, the fallen angel, materialized before him, as elegant, as beautiful as ever. This was the height of demonic power. This was a divinity who had fallen from heaven itself and had made a new place for himself in the world of men, in the world of music, and men like Sean were his tools. His tailored suit seemed to shimmer with an inner light, a stark contrast to the drab surroundings. A smile played on his perfect lips as he regarded Sean with a mixture of amusement and disappointment. My. Belil's smooth voice caressed Sean's ear like velvet. "How the mighty have fallen. And here I thought you learned to be more discreet." Sean scrambled to his feet, his eyes wide with a mixture of hope and fear. Belil, man, you gotta help me. This shit ain't right. I didn't do nothing that... Belil raised a perfectly manicured finger, silencing Sean mid-sentence. Now, my dear prodigy. Let's not soil our lips with lies. We both know the truth of your indiscretions. Sean's shoulders slumped, the fight draining out of him. "Yeah, alright, but you gotta get me out of here. You gave me everything, the money, the fame. You can't just leave me here to rot." A dark chuckle escaped Belil's lips. But you seem to have forgotten the terms of our little arrangement. Your soul, Sean, that was the price. And I must say you've been quite the investment. As Belil's words sink in, Sean felt a chill run down his spine. He remembered that night, 30 years ago, 40, when he was nothing but a hungry kid from the streets. The contract signed in blood and the promises of greatness made. And now here he was, facing the consequences of his choices. "So now what?" Sean asked, his voice barely a whisper. "You gonna watch me suffer?" Belil's eyes glinted with that outer-worldly light. "My dear boy, this is just the beginning. We have so much more to discuss." Sean's eyes darted around the cell, his fingers twitching with nervous energy. "What's there to discuss? I'm fucked, man. They got me dead to rights." Belil tissed, his perfectly tailored suit seeming untouched by the grime of the cell. "Such a limited imagination, Sean. Have you forgotten everything I taught you?" He leaned in, his voice a silky whisper. "Do you remember the night in Vegas? The little starlet? The scandal? The way I made it all just disappear?" Sean's breath caught in his throat. Images flashed through his mind, bright lights, screaming, blood. He had buried those memories deep, but Belil's words brought them surging back. "That was different," he muttered, but his resolve was weakening. "Was it?" Belil countered, a predatory smile playing on his lips. "I molded you, Sean. I taught you to take what you want, consequences be damned, and oh how you flourished. Sean's hands clenched into his fists. Yeah, and look where it got me. Facing life for indulging your darkest desires, Belil finished, his tone almost proud. Come on, let's discuss these alleged crimes. Tell me, what evidence do they truly have? Sean's mind raced, recalling the charges, the testimony. They got witnesses, man. DNA, tapes, it's solid. But you can help me. I know you can. The face of the fallen angel is somehow set in stone. I brought you so many souls. So many. My artists. My kids even. My mother. Belil's elegant fingers traced patterns in the air, leaving faint trails of sulphurous light. You've been quite the asset, Sean. All the broken dreams, the shattered lives, it has been exquisite. Sean shuddered, his withdrawal symptoms momentarily forgotten as a chill ran down his spine. I wasn't trying to. Of course you were, Belil purred. It's what I made you for. It's why I chose you. But now, dear boy, you have nothing more to give. And now, well, I think it's time for your grand exit. Sean's eyes widened. What are you talking about, B? Belil's smile was razor sharp. Why suffer, Sean? Why endure decades of monotony and regret when you could be experiencing pleasures beyond mortal imagination? You want me to? Sean's voice trailed off, unable to finish the thought. End it, Belil confirmed, his voice hypnotic. Hell awaits you, Sean. And for someone of your talents, it can be quite accommodating. Think of it. The endless parties, the bottomless drugs, any desire fulfilled at a whim. Sean's resolve wavered. The promise of escape, of indulgence again. It was tempting. But a tiny voice in the back of his mind cautioned him again against this deal this one time. Belil stepped back, his form beginning to fade. The choice is yours, my prodigy. Rot here, or embrace your true calling. You knew the deal when you signed up for this. Your soul would be mine, and I am a lord of hell. I am a ruler in the pit. I can wait 10 years or 20 years for you, but sooner or later you will be mine. You have served me well. Your time on the bottom will not be eternal. Continue to serve me well, and I may have use for you to come back here from time to time to apply your trades to others that want to be like you. Ha 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 ha. His laughter echoed as he vanished, leaving Sean alone in the impressive darkness of his cell. Sean slumped against a wall, his mind reeling. The silence pressed in upon him, broken only by his ragged breathing and the distant sounds of the prison. He stared at his hands trembling, Belil's offer ringing in his ears. Damnation was what waited for him.